The three lessons I wish I knew sooner, or I should have implemented a lot sooner. If you've been in the game for any length of time, you've probably accumulated a lot of programs, a lot of stuff, and you probably haven't executed on half the programs that you've brought over the term of, since you've been online. And I can testify that for myself. And recently I was watching a training that's within our community, and if you want to check that out, there's a big link down below to check that training out. And JC was going on about the triangle, like triangle or tripod of clarity. If you can sort these three things out, which I'm going to go over as well, I'm going to share my screen. If you can sort these three things out, you're pretty much halfway there. You're on the right direction again. Because once you have all these programs that actually, for myself as well, like you just have accumulate so much info that it actually freezes you from doing anything, because you've been pulled in so many directions. So many mentors have different views on different things, but if you can just narrow it down to this triangle or tripod of, the triangle, these three things, if you can knuckle it down and then just laser focus and stay within a community and a support group, then you're pretty much halfway there. Whereas, like you say, we're all consumed by these new toys, new shiny objects, new funnels, and then we're distracted from what the relationship between you and your client, and what you want to, who you want to serve, what your brand is and what your brand stands for, and how you want to come across to other people, to actually how you can actually serve and help them, because your brand is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, bringing that trust, the relationship, being relatable, and then just a way to monetize it, a way to actually do it like one-to-one with coaching, one-to-many, and being comfortable on a platform that you're going to do the content on every day. You enjoy doing the content, you enjoy sharing the journey, because the more you can release out, which Jacob really pushes hard for, you just create, because the more you get out there, the more it becomes more enjoyable. Because if you keep keeping everything in, you're like, your private vault, you're not sharing with anybody. You're not helping anyone else grow. You're not growing yourself. You're not helping other people grow. So I'm just going to jump over to the screen and show you what the thinking and the mindset around what Jake was, teaching us at the particular time, and they just opened up a whole lot of can of worms. Like to say, yeah, I've got all these programs, but I couldn't implement because I was just distracted. Like, you don't know where you're going to go. You don't know the path or who your brand is. It just gets all confused. A big, sea of just a big mess. So I'm just going to jump over the screen for a sec. And as you can see here, the triangle or tripod of clarity, who you want to sell to, who do you really want to sell to, and be comfortable letting into your world. Because obviously you don't want people who are not going to come into your world and not do the work. Because there's no point selling to anybody if they're not going to use it or do the work, put in the hard yards, and have that personal growth, be self-aware of what they're getting into, the time they're going to have to put into it, and the investment. So if that's something that you're looking into, be a link down below if you want to check it out, and maybe we can work together on this particular journey, and who your brand is. Like, who do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for? Because your brand is a big part of it. You don't want to be the guy who's promoting every new thing, new shiny object every week. You don't want to be that type of guy, that type of brand. Like, there's a lot of power in focusing on one particular product or service, because you have the power to say no. Once you have that power to say no, you don't seem so needy then, because you don't need the money if you're protecting your brand, because the brand over time will attract the right people to you, you know. And how do you want to monetize? Like, which platform you're going to do? You're going to do through email, through video? What is your mechanism or pathway to actually monetize this particular relationship? So I thought that was really cool, because it actually, that's what, for me, that's why the power of being in such a community, being in the room. You're paying to be in the room with 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners. And that's something, until you experience it, you don't know how far the gap is between people who don't invest in themselves and higher ticket journeys. You just don't realize how much you're missing out on until you're inside the room with them. So I just thought those are the 3 things I wish I had taken on a lot earlier, a lot sooner. And if this is you as well, if you accumulating a lot of programs, instead of just like simplifying the whole process and not worrying about all the shebang funnels out there, just concentrate on those little small details first. Then you might have more clarity. You feel a lot more, the weight of your shoulders gets released, and you actually start to enjoy the content. You enjoy sharing the journey, because it doesn't feel like a grind. It doesn't feel like a 9 to 5. So I just thought I'd share that with you. If you want to get a hold of me, you can just go to the website down below and see if we can work together and see if it's for you. So thank you for you, and I'll see you guys on the next video.